Hey, this is John Johnson, and this is your monthly real estate update as of February 9th, 2024. The goal for my business is to find affordable ways for home ownership. The goal for this presentation is to give an accurate representation of current real estate data. I'll leave links in the description to where I got all of my data from. So here's some national market. I'm going to also do real estate market. I'm going to do mortgage market. In the end, I'll do just a little bit of the builder market. So first, it's going to be the national market. The S&P 500. So here's the S&P 500. And this is showing data over the last, I would say, year or so. And as you can see, the S&P 500 is a graph that measures the stock performance of the 500 largest companies listed on the stock exchange. This number is right at 5,000 now and is trending at the highest levels of all time. Overall, this economic metric is still looking very good. This is going to be the Consumer Price Index. This graph shows the Consumer Price Index is the measure of inflation versus last year. The goal for the Federal Reserve is for this number to be around 2%. We are currently at the 3 to 4% range, which is much better than we were last year. Overall, this economic metric is still looking very good. Unemployment rate. This graph shows the unemployment rate, and it's a measure of people that are not working versus the total number of people that are eligible to work. The goal for this measurement is 3 to 5%. We are sitting at 3.7%. So overall, this economic metric is still looking good. Rental data. The average rent in the U.S. has settled around $1,300 a month. Not too much to see here. Mortgage market. The mortgage market starts off with the mortgage rates. Comparing mortgage rates over the past 5 to 10 years, we are at a high point. But comparing mortgage rates historically, the market is doing decent. This graph is going to show mortgage rates over the past year. And over the past year, we've seen a slight roller coaster. We started 2023 in the low sixes. We went up to the high sevens. And now we're evening out around the mid to high sixes for prime borrowers. But what we like to see is what you see towards the end of the year, where it still goes up and down every single day, but it's going up and down around a similar range. That's very good for buyers because buyers get pre-approved, and they're normally pre-approved around a certain mortgage rate. And then if that person, goes under contract for a home 2 months later, if mortgage rates have jumped up, 0.5% to 1%, that can really change the numbers drastically. So we just want to be able to see a little bit of stability in the market, and we've seen it over the past few months. Real estate market. The next few slides are going to show real estate market data over the past 7 years. 2024 will be hard to see because there's only one data point for January. As you can see, a little tiny point that says January 2024. This is national data. The data can change dramatically from neighborhood to neighborhood. It is also important to see the cyclical nature of the real estate market. The market gets hot in the late spring and summertime, pretty much as soon as kids are getting out of school. People want to start putting their homes on the market then because they don't like really moving during the school year. Then the market cools down in the wintertime because people don't really want to put their homes on the market too much, during holiday times, and there's too much going on for a lot of people during that time. The market still goes on the entire year, but there are the hot times and the cold times. Mortgage rates and home prices are not affected by the cool down, just the number of homes placed on the market and the number of homes that are sold. So newly listed homes. This graph shows homes that are added to the market. The more homes on the market, the more options for buyers and sometimes less competition. This is one of the lowest levels for this chart in the past 7 years. Total listing count. This chart shows the total number of homes listed on the market. Once again, these numbers are close to a 7-year low. Pending listing count. These are going to be the homes that are on the total market, but buyers cannot bid on them because someone's already under contract to purchase that home. This number is low because the total number of homes on the market is low. We're seeing a trend right now. Low listings. Active listings. These are the homes that if you go on Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, etc., these are the homes that buyers can see and that buyers are bidding on. This number is nowhere near the levels that we need to add to give buyers lots of options for buying. We want to see that number at least over the 1 million mark and probably higher than all these numbers that are on the chart. Days on market. This is the most important graph out of all of them. This graph tells you what type of market that we are in. Less than 6 months, we are in a seller's market where sellers have control. More than 6 months, we are in a buyer's market where buyers have control. As of January, nationally, we are at 69 days on the market, which is still a strong seller's market. This means that buyers can expect to have competition when trying to purchase a home. And this also means that lowballing offers will not normally be as successful. Median list price. This is the median price that homes are placed on the market. This number has a high correlation with the final sale price. We are starting this graph at the highest amount for this month of all time, as you can see in January. And as we get more into May, June, July, all the experts are predicting that that number will continue to increase throughout the buying seasons. Price reduction share. This graph shows the number of homes where the prices were reduced. The current number is 14%. That means 14 out of 100 listings have their prices reduced. Anything less than 20% is pretty much business as usual. Regional data. So what we just saw were the national stats, and those are okay to look at, but you really want to know what's going on in your region, and more specifically, you want to know what's going on in your county, city, and even neighborhood. Numbers change dramatically from one neighborhood on one side of the street to the next neighborhood on the other side of the street. The Midwest and the South, they had an increase in listings. The Northeast and the West had a decrease. The listing price increased in all areas, with the Northeast having the highest increase of 8%. Most important here is the days on market, which is lower in all the areas, meaning that we're in a seller's market. Regional data versus pre-pandemic. So this graph shows data pre-COVID and post-COVID. Homes that are listed are down dramatically. Home prices are up 40%, and days on market is down everywhere but in the West. Florida data. I'm in the state of Florida, so I always include an extra slide on Florida data. Out of the big metros, Jacksonville has the cheapest price at $405,000. Miami is at the highest at $565,000 for the biggest metros. Prices increased across the state besides Miami. There are more listings everywhere in the state, and the days on market are lower everywhere in the state as well. And once again, this could change for some tiny, small county or city anywhere in the state. This is state home inflation. It's going to be hard to see the numbers on here, but this is one that you're probably going to want to check out in the description and find the actual site and play around with it. This data has not been updated since last month because it's a quarterly data, but it is interesting to see some of that data once again. So Vermont, Maine, and New Hampshire are the states where homes have appreciated over 10% in the past year. And Hawaii, DC, Idaho, Utah, Washington, and Nevada have all had hardly no appreciation in the past year. This graph is a good one to play around with. Once again, I recommend finding the link in the description and kind of messing around with it for your state, for quarterly numbers, yearly numbers, 10-year numbers, etc. National Mover Study. This data has also not been updated since the last month, but in general, southern states are having the highest increases. Northern states and California are having the most people leaving the state. The Carolinas and Tennessee have the most inbound, and Illinois, California, and Pennsylvania have the most outbound, with Illinois leading the past 10 years. So the past 10 years, Illinois has been the number one state for people leaving. Not a hot state for people to be moving to, or for, I would say, for businesses to be trying to move their business there. Construction market. Historically, a lot of new homes were not built from 2010 to 2020. This is helping to lead to our lack of inventory that we have today. The past couple of years, builders have leveled out how many homes they are building each year. So we could use a lot more homes, which is why I'm getting more into creative homes, or I'm trying to do more research into creative homes, such as garage conversions, accessory dwelling units, the newer mobile homes, which they look amazing. They're very stable. They're very secure. Just alternative methods, just because new builds are not getting it done. And to be honest with you, new build price points are going to be in the 400K plus, 500K plus, and your average buyer does not have $3,000 plus a month for those monthly payments. So in conclusion, the financial market is at the highest levels of all time. Mortgage trending lower over the past few months, but not to pandemic level lows. Mid to high sixes for the rates for prime borrowers. So it appears stable for now. The real estate market, there's more inventory than it was the previous year, but unfortunately, there's still nowhere near the number of inventory needed to be in a balanced market where buyers can have, a fighting chance. So my advice for buyers, find the city or neighborhood that fits your price point. If you're looking to permanently settle down, then you have to be willing to move locations to find the price point / home that you want. Newer mobile homes, converting a family garage, or adding a backyard home, so an accessory dwelling unit, are great affordable options for home ownership. Have a great day.